State visit, this is a case where I think you really are going to see the substance, the deliverables, reflect and match all of the pomp and circumstance and symbolism of accorded to a state visit. You're going to see dozens of agreements in areas ranging from defense to space, IT, higher education, and
ये सिर्फ एक भवन नहीं है, ये 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की
defense is definitely a key component of this visit, in that it's looking like we're going to see the announcement of several major arms deals between the United States and India. One of the deals we can expect to be announced will be a series of drones, of armed U.S. drones going over to India. We've been hearing about these drones for years. It seems like 7, 8 years we've been hearing about these. But only in the last few days has the deal been signed off on in India, and so this will allow the two sides to announce the deal during the state visit. But again,
I would say it is important because India has often asked for high-end technology, and the US normally only gives it to its closest security partners and allies, and sometimes not even them. So to give it to a country which is not a security ally, which has had long relationship with Russia on the military front, means that you trust that country enough and are willing to share your technology with them in the defense realm, not just a civilian realm. So it matters. It's the US government's way of saying, we are going to give you this technology, we believe you are trustworthy, and we believe in your rise, in your military and economic rise, and so we are willing to do this for you. So I think it's a big bet from the American side.
习近平在北京会见美国国务卿布林肯。习近平强调，世界在发展，时代在变化。
China has been the main factor driving U.S.-India cooperation in recent years. That convergence, I would argue, has been crystallized over the last few years, given that both of these countries are seeing their interests impacted by China's growing power and influence in ways that they have not seen ever before. Two sides have to figure out, and they need to be creative about this, how can they continue to deepen security partnership, including how this plays out in terms of working together to counter China, when India is not going to be willing to sign up to fight wars alongside the United States. India is not going to sign mutual defense pacts. It's not going to do any of that. Certainly it's willing to work closely, even operationally, with the U.S. military, but it's not willing to play that role of an ally, of a traditional ally. So yes, this is something that will need to be worked out in the months and years ahead, and it's an irony, right? A lot of concern about the policies of this ruling party in India, the BJP, these Hindu nationalist policies, which are seen as explicitly discriminating against the Muslim minority and creating the type of environment and conditions where you have to worry about increased risks to the Muslim minority and so on. And
the U.S. and India are going to continue consulting closely.
I think that the issue of rights and democracy is something that poses as an awkward challenge for the Biden administration. This is an administration that has emphasized values in its foreign policy, first of all, and secondly, this is a relationship, the U.S.-India relationship, that has long been defined to a great extent by values-based considerations, and that they typically describe themselves as the world's largest and oldest democracies. And I think that Washington would like to see these two democracies working together as a counter to authoritarian China. But of course, you've had democratic backsliding in India And New Delhi does not take well to any type of criticism of its internal situation by anyone external, including top partners such as the United States.
I mean, the core of the India-US relationship for over 7 decades has been the people-to-people partnership. And sort of, that people-to-people partnership will be impacted by human rights, religious freedom, democratic backsliding. So there is no getting away from it. It will be discussed, but as the Americans prefer to do it, they prefer to do it behind doors with countries they have a strong partnership with.
ग्रोथ विषय पर उसमें सर
प्रावधान किया है आने वाले कुछ महीनों में
India has a lot of say and soft power in the global south, a part of the world that the United States does not have as much of say or soft power in anymore. And the US and its partners and allies would like to be able to convince the global south of, sort of closer relations with the United States or offer it alternatives to China. And here India can play a role. Sort of the countries are more likely to listen to India, saying, okay, if India will do this with the US, maybe we can also do this.
मुझे विश्वास है कि हमारे बीच इंडिया यूएसए इन्वेस्टमेंट इंसेंटिव एग्रीमेंट से निवेश की दिशा में